My name's Tyrone.
And my name's Jack.
We're going to run through our No Mercy review. Before we do that, we are just going to present the predictions championship belt. So, did it go to Jack? Or was it me? Ooh, it was me. Yeah.
Oh.
The undisputed predictions champion. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So, No Mercy pay-per-view. Our predictions on it. We'll go straight into it. Was match number 1 was Braun Strowman versus Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar was the winner, and obviously I picked Braun. I picked Brock Lesnar. You picked
Braun Strowman.
It was a good match. I'd like to have seen a little bit more with them, like throwing each other around a little bit more than just like sort of be like a normal match. You know, even the like crowd was shouting like sort of, you know, that I wanted to see tables. That never happened. It was just them, what, you know, Brock Lesnar doing his moves, Braun Strowman doing his moves, and then like sort of coming out. So yeah, what do you think?
Same. It wasn't, you know, as good as they said it was gonna be. The WrestleMania card, you know, it wasn't as good as the commentators said it was going to be. It was just an average match. As you said, I think it would have been better if they got thrown around a little bit. Maybe Brock Lesnar put Braun Strowman through the table as payback from SummerSlam. So, you know, there could have been a little bit extra, since you are big both. You know, they are both big, really, you know, strong competitors. Maybe there could have been a little difference. Yeah,
I just fear that Braun Strowman will like sort of end up being just another dropping back into balling people, knocking people over, and you know he won't get another opportunity. But we'll have to see about that. Match number 2 was John Cena versus Roman Reigns, and Roman Reigns was the winner. I picked him. You picked John. Obviously, they're trying to get the torch passed over. It's now, you know, John Cena was the guy, and now Roman Reigns is the big dog, the big guy, the guy.
The face of wrestling now.
It was an okay match. It was like what you said, that he was passing the torch over sort of thing. I don't care how much John Cena tries to like sort of do it, he's never going to be able to pass that torch over, because the fans don't appreciate John, don't respect him in the ring. Even though he turns up, he's the first person there and the last person to go. Roman Reigns,
same
with him. He's a hard-working guy. He wants to make it's in his bloodline, being the Samoan dynasty. So, you know, you can't turn around and say he's not got it in him. He has got it in him, but for some reason they just don't want it. What do you think about that?
It was an average match. Again, it was a little bit better than the Strowman Lesnar match on the basis that John Cena was put through a table, but it was quite similar to the Strowman and Lesnar match, as they both kept kicking out of each other's signature moves. You know, John Cena hit him with an AA, then Roman Reigns would hit him with a Superman punch. I think John Cena put him in his signature move, didn't he?
Yeah.
In the submission move, and then Roman Reigns speared him. So, you know, it was very end to end, which we knew it was going to happen. You know,
of course.
None of them wanted to lose the match, but Roman Reigns did win in the end, and you know, it was obvious that Roman Reigns was going to win, because that torch needs to be passed over soon to Roman Reigns or someone different, because
obviously we're going to talk about it later on about John Cena and the possible not retirement, but like sort of definitely taking it easy over the next couple of like sort of months. You know, we don't see him on TV because of him doing films and TV shows and everything else. And the next one was the women's match for the Raw Women's Championship.
Yep.
I had put my money on Nia Jax.
Yeah, and I put my... Well, I didn't put any money on, but I should have because we won it. But I went for Alexa Bliss.
Yeah, and Little Miss Bliss won it.
Yeah.
And she kept hold of that belt.
Yeah.
I like her. She's good. I think she's got a unique look. She doesn't look like all the other divas.
Yeah, divas. You can't call them divas. They're not divas.
Women's division.
Yeah.
I think sooner or later we're going to see Sasha Banks and Bayley feud. I don't know who's going to turn. We've had this discussion before off air. We don't know. You know, it all depends on whose merchandise sells the most.
Yeah.
If it's 50-50, it's a toss of the coin. I would like to see Bayley turn because I think Bayley could be a good heel. They've had her as quite a nicey character.
A happy.
Yeah, high-fiving all the kids.
Yeah.
Maybe this might be the time to like sort of turn her. Both of them you could easily have as a heel.
Yeah.
Sasha Banks has got that the boss gimmick. She could be the bad boss. So yeah, it's hard to say who's going to change. I would like to see Nia Jax eventually, like a sort of feud just with her and Little Miss Bliss.
Yeah.
I do feel sorry for Nia Jax. I think she's a good. She's not very fast in the ring because of her size, but she can do drop kicks. She can do other sort of things. But I think, you know, they're not using her in the right way. I think they should give the belt to her.
Yeah.
But you know, what did you think of the match overall?
I think it was probably the best match on the card overall.
Definitely.
You know, as we said, the women's division has just skyrocketed. You know, with Mae Young Classic and so many good wrestlers coming up.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And you know, just showed some of the talent that these women have is just fantastic. And it was a good match. I don't think it should have been a fatal five way. I don't think Emma should have been involved.
Yeah.
She didn't do a lot, you know. She did have a near fall here and there. She was pinned a lot, but I think it should have just been Sasha Banks, Alexa Bliss, Nia Jax, Bayley. Yeah. That just would have been better. The fatal five way was good, but I think Emma just wasn't really needed. But no, I did see Alexa Bliss coming out with it.
I think Bayley and Sasha needed to be there to like sort of start their like
yeah, definitely.
So the next one was match number 4. It was Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins versus Sheamus and Cesaro for the Raw belt, tag team belt. Cesaro, hats off to you, my man. For you to like sort of carry on wrestling after you had your teeth 4 inches knocked into your gums. That's just crazy. The reason why they call you the
Swiss
Cyborg is known.
It's came to life.
Yes, it is. You know, it's amazing. We've been teased that Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins is going to get back with Roman Reigns and reform the Shield maybe for
one last time.
Possibly for Survivor Series maybe.
Yeah.
So we knew that they were going to either. I felt that they were going to stay the champions because
it's too early to split them up. Yeah. You know, I think they'll keep the titles and then they'll have the Shield come back and then they might lose the title.
Then they'll lose the titles.
Way too early.
Who? No one knows. We'll have to see what happens. But otherwise, the actual match was a good match. Dean Ambrose is just psycho. Seth Rollins is just like he's the King Slayer. And
Sheamus is just Irish and white.
Yeah,
really white,
pale man.
And Cesaro is just a legend.
I just love to know how he gets away with it because it's not like he lives in a cold country.
No.
You know, do they like sort of, you know, you would have thought now
the spray painting.
They're spray painting white. You know, like sort of a bit of chip fat on him.
The funniest thing is like when he gets like slapped on his chest, it just goes bright red. It's so funny.
Either one, he just does not. He goes out and he's just like in head to foot in like sort of clothing, a hat, shades, everything, and just doesn't go in the sun.
Yeah.
But yeah, good match.
Yeah, it was a good match. And for Cesaro to keep going on.
Yeah,
crazy.
Yeah, definitely. Match number 5 was Finn Balor versus Bray Wyatt.
Yeah.
With Finn winning.
It was actually the men this time, wasn't it? There was no demons,
yes, no demons, no
anything.
paint.
It was just man versus man.
I think the next one might be like sort of I don't know, something like they could have like I don't know, Finn Balor auntie versus Bray Wyatt's auntie. I think it needs to finish now. They do really need to finish. Maybe the next stage could be bring the Balor Club in.
Yes.
You know, we all know that the Finn Balor's T-shirts are readily available at the WWE shop, so it could be.
And the Balor Club, and obviously Balor Club involves Gallows and Anderson.
Yeah, you could bring them in there. It's at the moment they're not doing anything. You could then have Bray Wyatt bring the Wyatt family back. That could be a possible thing for the future for him, because at the moment, like I say, it doesn't seem to be going anywhere for him. You know, another feud on Raw. They like sort of carried on the feud with Finn Balor beating Goldust, and the Titantron had Bray Wyatt pop up again. So it was like, oh no, again.
Yeah.
But other than that, it was okay. It was. Hopefully, I thought it was the last one, so I thought I'll bear it, but it wasn't.
Again, I went with Bray Wyatt. I think it was just a bit of a letdown. You know, no one really wants to see this match. It was just there, so I think the rivalry would end. I went for Bray on the basis that Finn won at SummerSlam. I thought since Finn Balor's not the demon anymore, he's just the man, he would lose to Bray Wyatt. One funny thing I actually saw in the match is Finn Balor was at the top turnbuckle, and Bray Wyatt, you know, does that thing where he bends right over into like a bridge position, and then he was staring at Balor, and Balor's eyes was like, he was
that was good, because like last time they did it, they had like sort of Finn Balor the demon stand up and look at him. And you know, not like sort of shocked or freaked out about it, but we all know that like sort of you know, when Bray Wyatt does that, it's supposed to unhinge the wrestling, but the wrestlers. Next match number 6 was Neville versus Enzo. Oh, Enzo, I'm alright. Who would have thought that Enzo would be?
Oh no, massive come away with the Cruiserweight Championship. No.
I think they're doing this just to like sort of put a little bit of spice into 205 Live, and it has actually worked. You know, people have said that 205 Live has done better since Enzo's turned up. So you know, we'll have to see what happens. They've had a double switch, because Enzo's now classed as a rule breaker, and Neville's classed as the chasing fan favourite. So
which everyone hopes, you know, the fans hope. The fans hope Neville gets the title back, so they'll be on his side on the basis that Enzo's just annoying.
Enzo on Raw had like sort of told the fans exactly what he thinks of them, so it's out there that he's classed as a rule breaker now. I don't know what they're going to do now, because obviously everybody beat up Enzo, and on Raw they actually said that if anybody touched him, they would not get a championship match.
Yeah, that was a bit stupid. So what's going to happen is he's going to hold the belt until
no one ever like sort of takes him on. But we'll have to see what happens with that. It was good. It was good that like sort of like the cruiserweight belt wasn't filler. It wasn't like sort of stuck on the pre-show.
Definitely.
Because I think they keep on sticking the cruiserweights on the pre-show.
And it's a shame, because some of the cruiserweights are so good.
Oh yeah.
Some of them, so you know, Neville.
You
know, the king of the cruiserweights. What a fantastic athlete he is.
Yeah.
You know, with Red Arrow and some of the things, and you know, other wrestlers like TJ Perkins. Crew Alexander, Grand Metalik. Some of those were fantastic.
Yeah, for them to like sort of hand it over to him was a bit shocking, but
yeah, I do have to give it to Enzo. He did actually do a couple of like flip tricks, didn't he? I think he did do like a cartwheel or something like that, and you know, did show a bit of skill, because I think it's a bit weird if Enzo is the Cruiserweight Championship and he's not doing high flying moves like the rest of them.
Yeah.
So I think they're just trying to incorporate that slowly, because you know, he can do that. He ain't the tallest of guys, so he can flip around the ring. It's just him perfecting it, really.
Yeah.
Using it in the ring.
So
moving on.
Match number 7 was The Miz and The Miztourage versus Jason Jordan for the IC Championship. With this one, we both like sort of thought Jason Jordan was going to like sort of pick up the win, purely because I felt that like sort of sooner or later Jason Jordan and Kurt Angle are going to come to blows over it. So it's either because Jordan is being put in matches that he just can't win, or he'll turn around and say, you know, Dad, you're not giving me any like sort of hell.
Yeah.
Something along those lines. It's going to come out where Jason will either say something, he'll turn on him, or he'll tell him that he's not his real dad after winning the belt.
Yeah.
And then like you'll have Jason Jordan versus Kurt Angle at WrestleMania.
Yeah, and that'd be Kurt Angle's like final goodbye.
And then obviously he'll slip away. He might like sort of have
I definitely think
a couple of feuds.
Yeah, I think he'll stay as World General Manager, because I think he's done such a good job. I mean, you know, if he's playing a character as a World General Manager, or if he has something to actually do with what goes on with the storylines, I think he's done a great job so far. If not, you know, he's doing really well to fill in that actor role, like Shane McMahon is doing on SmackDown. So the match wasn't amazing, but you know, it was an average match, really. We always knew Miztourage were going to have like an interference in the match as well, so
you know, it was like sort of being billed as like sort of a WrestleMania feel match. All of the like matches were. It wasn't. It was just another pay-per-view done by Raw. Exactly. It's hard because these days it just feels like you're watching another episode of Raw when you're watching the pay-per-views. It is quite difficult. I think they're struggling with the 3 hour, but as we know, you're never going to get that down to 2 hours because the network are the ones that are like telling everybody what to do. So match number 8 was Elias versus Apollo Crews.
Yeah, it was on the pre-show. Pre-show.
It was okay. I think at the moment they've stuck to know what to do with Elias at the moment.
And Apollo Crews.
So they just thought we'll shove them in a little feud. As we've said before, we think that Apollo Crews should turn Rule Breaker. I think it's best for him to turn Rule Breaker sooner or later, because at the moment he's just swandering in like sort of warm-up shows and everything else. I think.
And because he's a good athlete.
If you had, you've got Titus Brand. Titus has always been a Rule Breaker himself. So you know, if you have him have. Both of them work as rule breakers. You can have Titus on the outside causing distractions, causing like sort of trips and everything.
And you know, it could be a match and Apollo Crews could get a roll up and just get sneaky in.
And the last we're going to talk about is John Cena. Is he retiring?
Yes.
This
a lot of speculation.
We all know that like John's going to be like doing more films and shows over the next couple of months. So obviously he's taking a long time out. He is in his 40s now, so you know he's coming to that stage in his wrestling career where he can't do it anymore.
No, he can't.
So it is, you know, the time for him to like sort of step down and hand over the reins to someone else. Is now.
The reins.
is now, you know, he's going to be one of these guys who turns up every so often just to do the final feud match. I think he will sooner or later get to beat
Ric
Flair's title reigns.
Yeah, if it's not him, I don't see it being broken for a long time. You know, maybe someone else can do it. Maybe, you know, Randy Orton still pretty young. You know, he's got like, I think is he a 6-time champ?
A bit more? No, off the top of my head, I can't.
But yeah, you know, he's not into the double figures, but he's getting close.
Yeah, he's still got a couple of years. He's still like sort of only in his
he's still a very good
30s, something like that, early 30s, mid 30s. So he's still got a couple of you know, chances of either coming close to it or. And these days, some of the athletes start at such a young age as well. You know, when the likes of Ric Flair started, you know, he was like sort of in his late 20s.
Yeah.
But obviously these days they're coming up from like sort of you know, NXT, getting straight into it. And
women are coming from May Young, that's it.
Yeah. So who knows? You know, that will be one of the things to see. You know, will he spend more time away? That's what they hinted over the last couple of.
Will he spend more time with his wife?
Yeah. I know I don't know how true this is, but there was a rumour going around that one of the wrestling sites saying that he doesn't actually want children. I don't know. You know, maybe he means that he doesn't want children yet, that he wants to wait until like sort of he's a lot older.
Yeah.
Because he's still got a lot of things he could do.
Yeah.
And I think his
I think
wife,
it will be nice to see John Cena have kids because you know. John Cena, you know, imagine a second generation John Cena, you know, WWE snap that up in the bank.
Of course, yeah. That's money in the bank.
Exactly.
So yeah, we'll have to see what happens in the next couple of months. So
yeah.
Anyway, we'll see you next week.
Yeah.
And next week we will be doing the SmackDown predictions.
Yeah, for Hell in a Cell. There's some big matches there.
Yeah.
I think there are going to be some exciting matches.
Yeah, definitely. And like we'll be doing our predictions, and hopefully I will be retaining.
Take the belt.
Okay, guys. See you later.